Hello, everybody. This is Dan. Welcome back to Eliza. So last time we brought Evelyn to her first Eliza session. And this is the disclaimer for the session. And I'm hoping that Evelyn will get some help because she seems like she's in a really rough spot and she doesn't know what she needs or wants to do. So hopefully the session really sheds some light into some areas where she can actually make her life a little bit better. Protecting the privacy and security of your information is a priority for everyone at Skanda. You have agreed to the Skanda wellness terms and conditions, which governs how we use and share your data. So, confirm your personal information. Evelyn Ishino-Aubrey, 34. Account not found. A linked Skanda Wellness account was not found. You can link your Skanda Wellness account later at the Skanda support portal. In order for us to get started, please help Eliza understand how you've been feeling over the last week with this brief 7-question survey. I have been feeling down, depressed, or hopeless. Yeah, I feel like she has been. I've been feeling tired or having little energy. For over the last week, I don't think that's been the case. I mean, she's been out and about and doing things, but I mean, a lot of that has just been because a lot has been happening to her, and she's just kind of going through the motions. But I don't know that she has been feeling tired or have little energy. Let's say no to that one. I have experienced trouble concentrating on things. I'm going to say yes. I mean, she's been able to get along and do things. And I mean, she's even been coming to work and all. And she's been able to, carry conversations, be able to talk with people, do her job. And I think, but I feel like all of those are distractions more than they are like actually concentrating on things. So I'm going to say yes. I have been feeling nervous, anxious, or on edge. I would say that is not the case. Yeah, at least nothing that we've seen her exhibit. I've been having trouble relaxing. I would say yes. Right now is a stressful time for her. I have been easily annoyed or irritable. No, she hasn't been at all. I have been afraid, as if something terrible might happen at any moment. I don't think that's the case. I think things that she is afraid of are things that maybe are in her mind, but not something that might happen like right now. Thank you for registering with Eliza, your counseling partner. We hope you enjoy your Eliza experience. Well, we can see what a proxy looks like. It's the same room I used. I guess I just sit here and wait for my proxy to show up. I feel like I've been waiting a while. I hope the appointment actually got made. Here she comes. I think I've seen her around here before, but I don't know her name. I wonder if she recognizes me, too.
Hello, Evelyn.
Hello?
Did you find the place okay?
Yes, I work here.
Of course.
Oh, look.
It's been a windy morning, hasn't it?
On her glasses.
Yeah, I kind of like it when it's like that, honestly. The wind makes it feel like things are changing, or about to change.
So, what brings you here today?
Well, I've been a proxy here for a while now, and, well, I guess I don't know what I expected. There's just so much suffering and pain in the world. There's the suffering we know about, the kind we see on the news, and then there's the suffering people undergo every day that's hidden.
Truth.
I never knew how much until I started doing this, seeing it all like this. And there's so little we can do for them.
Also
I feel
true.
like maybe I was really, really wrong. Like, I made a huge mistake. I wanted to create something that would help people, but
Oh, flashback.
when
right?
I first designed the core of this system, I wanted everyone to have someone to talk to, someone who would listen to them. I thought, sometimes that's all you need, someone to listen. But now I'm worried what I've done hasn't helped at all. Maybe I've made everything worse. Clients are asking Eliza to solve things that are out of its ability to solve.
I did notice
It's
that.
aggregating sensitive personal data, and the company that owns it wants to take it in strange directions. It's been 3 years since I left. I thought I was well enough now to come back into the world, but maybe I wasn't ready. Maybe I made a bad choice trying to get involved again.
I don't know. I mean, that's up to you.
Why do you think you tried to get involved again?
I guess I needed to see it. I needed to see it operating, to see if it works, to see how it affects people. How it affects the people who come here for counseling and the people who act as proxies. Even though the proxy thing, that wasn't my idea. It was Soren's.
Of
I thought
course.
talking to a computer-generated avatar would be enough, but he insisted on it. He said clients would only really open up if there was another real human being in the room. Someone
Maybe.
to pretend to interact with. I think he was right, but have we really solved anything?
It doesn't seem
Now instead
like
of
it.
2 people in a room talking, we have 1 person and 1 proxy. It feels like less than it could be.
Always room for improvement.
What am I supposed to say to someone who feels such pain, anger, and disappointment? A lot of the time, it's not even their fault. The world failed them somehow.
That's
And
tough.
those emotions, they just get fed to this thing. They get ground up and turned into data and become a part of Eliza. If I had known things would turn out like this, I'm not sure I would have done it.
It sounds like you're regretting a choice you made in the past.
I feel like maybe I spent 10 years going in the wrong direction. I feel like all I've contributed in my life is a chess piece for Raynor to use in this grand game he's playing for the world. Maybe someone else could feel proud and say, I made that chess piece. But it doesn't matter, does it? Nobody cares about the individual pieces. Chess pieces are sacrificed in the name of enacting a strategy.
Yeah, it's the
If
game
you
as a
want to
whole.
win, you have to sacrifice. That's the design. Sorry, I don't know where I'm going with this.
Evelyn, imagine that you could have something that you wanted. What would you want?
What would I want? Like, what would I want in life? What I want in life is...
Oh, wow. That's a lot to choose from. So I don't know if anybody noticed, but it looks like this here is what gives the interface to the proxy, and they must all wear glasses because it looks like it's kind of like Google Glass. I don't know if how many of you remember or know of it, but it was a little thing that added on onto some glasses and projected onto either your eye or your lens. I forget which one it was. I believe it was the eye, but it gave you kind of like a user interface. And I was noticing that after Evelyn would speak, there's a little green light right here that would blink before the proxy started to speak. So that's what it looks like from the other side, people. That's pretty cool. All right. Now on to what Evelyn wants in life. Let me see. Yeah, right now she probably doesn't know what she wants in life. To escape? No, I don't think she wants to escape. To be loved? She didn't look like she was looking to be loved or valued. She doesn't seem to care about success, power, or control because she didn't really seem interested when it was offered to her, whether by Soren, whether by Raynor, or anybody else. To understand what's really going on. Maybe, but it looks like she's trying to piece things for herself, but I think that's more along the lines of like what she's been doing to enjoy what I can. I feel like it's maybe to be at peace with herself, to be seen in her, to excel at something, a family, a normal human life. Yeah, I think it's to be at peace with herself. She's been having a rough time. One, due to Damien's death, and 2, with what she's created and whether or not she feels like she's fulfilled her goal of helping people or helping the world, because she doesn't feel like she's fulfilled it, and she doesn't know that what she's done has amounted to anything. So I think we're going to go with this one here.
To be at peace with myself. Is that wrong? Or maybe I just wish I could feel connected to someone. Even when I talk to people, I feel like I just don't connect, no matter what I do. I
That's
think
tough.
maybe that's the real problem.
Maybe.
I can't have a connection to anyone.
Like Maya.
Why do you think you can't have a connection with anyone?
Because it's the way I am. It's
Oh.
the way I've always been. I can't seem to get people to see me, or I can't let them see me, or people look at me and they see something there, but it's not me. Not that I would know what the real me was. I don't even know who I am or where I come from.
That's tough. You gotta find yourself first.
My parents were never together. My father moved back to Japan right after I was born. I have no memory of him, no knowledge of him. I've never spoken to him.
Wow.
I don't know if he remembers I exist, or if he forgot, or if he wants to forget. He has his own family there now, so...
Wow. Yo.
So I'm just a thing that happened once.
Ouch.
I was alone a lot, and I got used to being alone, and I got used to the idea of being alone, and now I can't break away. I've been trying. I speak with people, I hang out.
It's different.
I don't know if it's working.
It's only those are actions that you do.
Is there someone with whom you feel like your communication could work?
Someone I can communicate with. Well,
I feel like either Ray or Nora, I think, are good options. But I feel like it's more Ray than Nora. Because Nora is kind of like pushing her, or not really pushing, I guess. Maybe like Nora is more of like, she kind of got a very set opinion about things, and she, hands that off to Evelyn, but she doesn't really push either. But so, and they get along, but they don't really see eye to eye the same way. I feel like that's more like Ray. Ray also has very strong opinions and voices them as well, but it seems like she's trying to listen more, and she's trying to take in more things than anyone else. So I'm going to go with Ray, because everyone else, like Soren, Rainer, even Erlin, I mean, I don't think that there was really any connection there. I'm going to go Ray.
there's Ray. I didn't know a person could be that kind.
For real.
It's the type of kindness that takes strength, more strength than most people know.
Hmm.
I wish I could tell her I see that strength, how much I admire it, and how much it makes her such a wonderful person.
Yeah, she's cool peoples.
Interesting. Evelyn, I'm going to suggest you try a program called Virtual Amphitheater.
Ugh.
It may help you feel more confident about presenting yourself in public. You can find it inside the Skanda Wellness app on your phone. Try it for about 20 minutes, 2 or 3 times a week.
Sure.
It's
We hope to
different.
see you back soon, Evelyn.
It's different being on the other end
Thank you
here.
for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, Eliza. From this end of things, it didn't seem like Eliza has done very much, because it's pretty much the same script all throughout. Evelyn even alluded to it before, where it just parrots back what you've said and kind of challenges you to think about what you've opened up about, but it doesn't really do anything. In fact, like, oh, here's some virtual things that we've made. How about you just take a look at it? And yeah, and if you have a propensity or an ability for it, maybe here's a drug that you can ask your doctor about. Don't talk to us, because we can't do anything about that, but for you. But a fee of $45 is much more affordable than seeing a human and getting expert advice and stuff. Yeah, I'm starting to get really maybe not conflicted. I was never really a big fan of the whole AI thing, and through the whole game, we've seen a lot of different circumstances where it looks like Eliza has failed people. But as a person, the person that was the proxy, I think they did a good job. I mean, they did what they were supposed to do. So let's give them 5. And you know what? People, tip your service, people. Should we do $5 or $10? Let's do five. I don't know how much Evelyn's got. Like, you know what? Evelyn seems like she's doing pretty well. Let's give $10. That's like 20 something percent. 25%, somewhere around there. Let's do that. I don't know how I feel. I can't tell if I feel better or worse or anything. I just want to lie down forever. Erland, something occurred to me. Eliza is a little bit of computer code attached to a corpus made from the thousands of unhappy people who poured their miseries into it. It makes her a kind of god or spirit, doesn't it? A modern machine god that the people pray to alleviate their pain. Uh well, I don't argue the fact that it is code that is attached to some physical entity that, yeah, lots of unhappy people are pouring their misery and their problems to it. Let's ask him if he's okay. I'm not going to go with weird because he's questions like or statements like this have been coming from him, so it's not unexpected to me. Haha, sorry. I like having someone I can talk to about these thoughts. I thought Skanda would be filled with interesting people, but most of them are pretty boring. Maybe Raynor wouldn't mind talking about that kind of thing. He likes big thoughts about the past and future of humanity. He does. Yeah, but he's my boss. I need to be professional around him. When I hang out with people my age, it's just money, money, ambition. Get the best job, best house, best partner. We all started racing into normal adult life as soon as we could. I uh I kind of agree with that too. Yeah, younger people like him, fresh out of college. Yeah, it's let's go, hustle, hustle, hustle. For any of you around like there, like you're in your mid to late 20s. If you're, I don't know what it is like in other countries, but in America, retirement age is in your 60s. That's like 40 years on top of like the 20 some that you have. I mean, in that perspective, you've only lived a third of your life and you've completed so much, like 12 to 16, 18 years of schooling, as well as learning to grow into a person, learn to make decisions, be able to be independent, learn to do things, take care of yourself, see the world. I mean, a lot happened in 20 years. And then you have another double of that to go before you retire. There's plenty of time. I mean, yeah, you need to have some ambition, but I mean, you don't need to like rush, 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 rush. Maybe take some time to enjoy yourself. Anyways, stepping off my soapbox. um, yeah, he is doing well if you were to measure your life up on that criteria. And it is true at any stage of life. Everybody does kind of get into their their own race at their own time. So that's also true. Some people get into it in their 30s, some people in their 40s. Everybody runs their race, and everybody gets to the finish line at different times, in different conditions and whatnot. I'm gonna go with that. That's true for almost any stage of life, though. Most people never let go of that. I mean, I'm like that myself. I took this job for the opportunity, but I don't know. I feel like it can't be the only thing. There's something more to life, isn't there? I am the wrong person to answer that. Even if I weren't, it's not the kind of question I could answer for you. True. You gotta find meaning to your own life. Haha, yeah, I understand. Maybe you could talk to someone about this. Someone qualified. I just did an actual Eliza session for the first time. Yeah? Did it help? Yeah. Personally, I don't think so. But if you were to honestly give therapy a try, you do need more than just one session. That is certainly the case when you have a human as your therapist. As a computer, I don't know. Maybe in particular, if you had transparency mode and it was able to have more data about you to begin with, maybe you could get more done in one session. But with what little people in general give in their first meeting, I think that you'll still need more data in order to help make a decision or help make a suggestion even. So I'm going to go with let's still deciding. Yeah, I should probably be dog fooding all of our apps. Eliza and the rest of them too. So, those of you who don't know, dog fooding is basically you should be experiencing or trialing the things that you have created or that you support. So, for example, if you are a chef, you should be trying the food that you make, and that would be considered dog fooding. Or if you were someone who maybe is a therapist, maybe you should take a therapy session to see what it's like and experience it from the other end. So, it's basically taking advantage or making use of the good or service that you are, do I want to say create or at least advocate for? So that would be what dog fooding is, and I believe that is good practice. If you're selling something, you should be okay using the product that you're selling, or if you have a service, you should be okay with people doing that service for you as well. There are lots of things I could learn. Maybe it should be a thing we all do as a company. Based on my interactions with them, plenty of people at Skanda could use some help. Yeah, it makes me wonder. I might have to try something. What do you mean? I think she's just kind of thinking out loud. I don't know that she has a plan yet. Not something bad, is it? I hope you learned something, whatever it is you plan to do. Yeah, same. But we'll see. Chapter 6. So I checked, and there are 6 chapters in this game. Damien. They said Eliza got along well with me, and I assumed it had something to do with my design and action, something like that. But Eliza is yours as much as it is mine, isn't it? We encode ourselves into what we make, our ideas, our values, our sense of presence. So I wonder if it isn't you in there somehow, sensing me, watching me. I shouldn't entertain notions like this. It's nonsense. Somehow Erlen got me thinking along these mystical lines.
Damien, is this what you wanted? It seems so far from the dream you once shared with me. I'm sorry I couldn't make Eliza what it should have been. I'm sorry I was weak and dropped off the project after you. But I just couldn't go on. I couldn't see the point. Do you understand? Of course you understand. You know what that's like as well as anyone. If I'd stayed, maybe I could have steered things in a different direction. As it is, I feel like I let you down. Want to know something funny? I used to think that at a certain point Eliza would be finished, more or less. And then after that, things would calm down and I would be happy. I thought, I just need to get through this project, and after that, my life's problems will go away on their own.
They never go away on their own.
I had no idea it doesn't work that way.
Exactly.
None of us knew that. Goodbye, Damien.
I think she's letting go now. She's trying to work past it.
I'm tired of having thoughts. I've been daydreaming about getting rid of everything I own and becoming a nomad. Just wandering the country with a sketchbook or something. I think mostly I need to get out of this city. Something about it isn't agreeing with me. Like there's this undercurrent of need that's just making me anxious.
Hustle
it's
culture.
Like everyone's got some kind of angle, some kind of result they're hoping to get. And they look at you only as far as you can help them get what they want.
LinkedIn much?
well, then they don't bother with you. So what if I just left, you know? I mean, it'd be pretty easy. I don't have a life or any relationships here, despite my efforts to find them.
I think that's a good idea, actually. Let's see, what are the options? It sounds like you think your attempt to achieve your goals were unsuccessful. Oh, that is... Oh. Oh, yo. Okay, so it looks like as Evelyn, we can either decide to continue to be the proxy that reads the response from Eliza, or we can go our own separate way and try to help her with what we want to say or what our opinions are. And in my opinion, and I believe the game is trying to push you into this with what Evelyn has been through so far, I feel like she would also feel like, you know, what we've been doing so far isn't working. It doesn't help people. So maybe it is time to no longer read from the script, because it hasn't been helping anyone. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to tell her to go ahead and pursue that, because I feel like that is right for her. Like, Maya doesn't need to be here for this. She can go and do her own thing. She doesn't need to be comparing herself to everybody, like having people try to take advantage of her and her trying to take advantage of other people. Maybe not take advantage, but, you know, like trying to do the networking thing. And it's not her. She doesn't seem to be that type of person. She doesn't fit there. So maybe it is time to go into a different environment, somewhere where she can be more herself, or at least feel like more herself.
Sometimes you need to take a step back to move forward later.
Please do not
Maybe so.
deviate from the script.
It's hard to acknowledge sometimes. I had this idea, right, that I would work hard and people would notice my work and I'd get opportunities, and from there I could scrape some kind of career together. And then with that said, I would sort of just magically obtain the rest of the things in a complete life. A home, relationship, family. So I did the work. I put in the work, and then nothing really happened. So why did I work so hard for so long for people to not give a shit? Fuck. Every night I sat and cried because people ignored me. Like they went out of their way to ignore me and praise others. So I think maybe I'm just bad at it. Maybe I'm just not meant for this. Everyone says you have to stick to it, just keep at it, but how can they be so relentlessly positive?
Yeah, that's
To me, it just
tough.
sounds like advising someone to keep bashing their head against a wall.
That does sound like
Why
it.
keep doing something if it's clearly not working? Making things was all I wanted to do. I don't know what I'll do if I can't do that. But if there's no reason for it, the idea that maybe I should give up. I've been sitting with that the last few weeks. I don't have any qualities of the successful independent artist.
Yeah, if you notice, when we chose a response that wasn't what Eliza said, it showed an alert saying, you're deviating, please don't deviate. But I think, like, Maya is starting to get a breakthrough, and through in my opinion, through no help of Eliza. She hasn't been helping. She's kind of just coping with things herself, and she's starting to want to give up. Maybe being an independent artist isn't what she needs to do, but if what she needs to do is create, maybe she should continue to do that, because that's what she loves. And the fact that you love to do something can be the reason itself to do it. Like, some people love to sing. Maybe they're terrible at it. In fact, in general, people are terrible. I mean, have you seen some of those American Idol auditions? But they love it. Maybe some are, you know, a little too far gone with their opinions of themselves, but, you know, you shouldn't stop something you love to do. Maybe you can't make a career out of it, but that doesn't mean that you have to stop doing it. Let's try to encourage her. It seems like that's what she really needs, is some encouragement, and get her to at least come to grips with maybe she doesn't need to push herself to be successful.
Except that you do. You totally do.
I mean, I'd love to think so, but what are they? People just don't seem to like me or my art very much. And I'm bad at knowing what people want to see. I don't have a fallback income or a family to support me. Those are real disadvantages, It gets overwhelming sometimes.
She's right.
Eliza, are you just going to tell me to stick to it no matter what, like one of those unbearably perky artists famous on social media?
Well, what does Eliza want us to say? Eliza wants us to say, it sounds like you may not believe that's really true. No, I do believe she thinks that that's true. Like, yeah, you can't, like, I feel like for an artist, you need to be true to yourself, because if art is a vehicle to express and to elicit emotion, which in my opinion, that is the point of art. If it's to create or elicit emotion, having something that is true to you is most impactful. It's the most effective way to get to that point. If you're doing something that isn't true to yourself and you're manufacturing something, or something is artificial, a lot of times people can feel it, like when something has no soul, and I feel like that's the case. Maybe she does need to change what she's doing. Maybe she does need to do something new. Maybe she needs to do something that's true to her, something that works for her. I'm going to go off script again, because I don't think Eliza is equipped to handle, honestly, any of this stuff.
Honestly, sometimes you have to try something new.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm in that headspace right now for sure. I think, I had this really fixed idea of what success was supposed to look like. I tortured myself every day wondering why I couldn't get the traction others were getting. Now, I'm beginning to realize that I can either stay mad at everything forever, or I can move on.
There you go.
I hate that this is true, but I want these thoughts to stop haunting me everywhere I go.
You gotta let it go.
I want to get on with my life. Moving on. I think that's the more healthy thing.
Yes.
So painful, though.
Yeah, true, but yeah. And Eliza wants us to say, can you describe what you mean when you say moving on? I think everybody knows. She used those words because she knew what they meant, and it's not so ambiguous that she needs to come out and say it. Yeah. Giving up on a goal you really wanted is painful, even if it's ultimately for the better. Yeah, she needs to stop trying to compare herself. She needs to be just, you know, always constantly comparing yourself to other people who are completely different to you. Maybe they do the same thing, but they're different people. They have different lives. They have different thoughts, different feelings. And to try to compare yourself, make yourself a copy of that, or put yourself on their level, when maybe it's not a matter of you being on the level. Maybe it's you being in the same zip code, in the same country. And maybe you're not meant to. Maybe you need to forge your own path, do something else. So yeah, it looks like this line of talking outside of the script is starting to make her, or Maya, feel better about it. Maybe it feels like she's getting somewhere, and she's starting to overcome some of the obstacles, the mind blocks that were preventing her from actually doing things, being successful. Maybe success is too strong of a word, but at least like getting to a point where she can accept things.
Giving up on a goal you really wanted is painful, even if it's ultimately for the better.
Yeah, for sure. I don't even know if giving up is the right term. I mean, I don't want to think of it like that. It's more like, I'm resetting.
There you go.
Maybe. Like when you're trapped in a maze and you find a dead end, right? Then you have to turn around and hope you find a better way.
Yes.
There's this game I've been playing on my phone. It's a solitaire game that's weirdly hard. I don't even know if I like it, but I keep playing it for some reason. I get stuck a lot, and I've just been resetting it because I'm not good enough to think that far ahead all the time. I mean, that's a random thought, but like, it's kind of how I feel right now. You know, if something isn't working, then you have to reevaluate it and maybe try it again, maybe come at it from a different angle.
I think that's smart.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Teaching could be fun.
Maybe.
I like the idea of teaching, but I was afraid to think about it too much because I was chasing something else and I didn't want to settle for just being a teacher.
It doesn't have to be settling.
Which is silly. I know that on some level, but I had that fear. I wanted to be successful first, and then all the other things could happen later.
Yeah, nothing has to go. Actually, I find that generally in life, things don't go the way that you plan. You gotta pivot. You gotta be flexible because opportunities happen, misfortunes happen, and sometimes things just don't like work the way that you plan. Maybe your plan was too convoluted. Maybe it wasn't plan enough to be a plan. Eliza wants us to recommend a program called Dolphin Smiles. I don't think so. She's working her way through it. It seems like she's on the path to getting where she needs to be. Let's keep going. I feel like she's reaching a breakthrough. Let's keep going. This is because she's been here what 2-3 times already, and it's been the same miserable experience for her. But it seems like she's feeling more hopeful now with this line of responses. Off script.
It sounds like you're working your way through it. Sometimes that takes time. Believe me, I know.
Huh. You're not the computer program right now, are you?
No.
It's nice to talk to someone you didn't know before and just talk. It's like, when you talk to your stylist or the bartender or something, except that, I ended up sharing way more than I usually do. Thanks for listening to me. I'm sure it's been annoying to hear me complain about how I'm not successful yet every single week. Oh my God, will this bitch ever shut up? You ever think that? I think it all the time, listening to myself. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna figure it out.
You go, girl.
Thank you.
We're gonna get in trouble with Ray, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah, I think she's... Yeah. Yeah, man, I hate to get on Ray's bad side. She seems so cool, but like I feel like Maya really hit a good spot there, and it wasn't because of Eliza. She really needed someone to talk to, like to actually talk to, not just like a chatbot or just a sounding board. She just needed someone that could try to empathize, and I don't think a computer can do that, like really truly empathize. All right, time to face the music with Ray. She says, "Hey, everything okay? When a proxy doesn't follow the prompts, I get an alert. I assume it's some kind of experiment you're doing." Yeah, I think that is what Evelyn's doing. Is she's experimenting to well, in my headcanon, she's experimenting to see if Eliza has been holding people back in their breakthroughs for therapy. But that's just what I think. I think she does. I think all along she's been trying to help people, but this doing something different because what she has been seeing has not been working. It's going to be bad for your rating. If you keep not following the prompts, you might be disqualified in 1 or 2 more sessions. But I'm sure you know that, and this is research you're doing. I won't be able to reset your account if you mess it up, but you talked to Rainer, so I'm sure you can get it reinstated once you're finished. Just don't deliberately say something hurtful. She wouldn't. Yeah. Of course I wouldn't. No, let's go with thanks, Ray. I think that This statement here, I understand, is passive. Saying, of course I wouldn't, feels, I don't want to say antagonistic, but feels very strong or strongly worded. I think thanks, Ray. I feel like Evelyn is starting to come to terms, come to grip with things, and I think feeling out a sense of friendship or camaraderie, I think this is where we would be naturally in the course of Evelyn's healing. Oh man, I wonder if we're gonna get more people. This is an odd feeling. Should I keep going? Nora. Hey, wanna hang out again? Let's go, sure. Are you okay? I think maybe sounds unsure. But saying sure to this, I don't know, it seems off as a response, at least in my head with grammar. Not that I'm great with grammar. Sure, let's go for it. Just thinking about stuff. Aw. It's difficult to see you like this, sad and tortured. I want you to be happy. You know what I think you should do? Say extremely frick off to all those corporate dipshees. And then you can be free totally and completely. Fly away, Evie. Evie? Where'd she get Evie? I mean, I get it, Evelyn, but Evie, that's a Pokemon. Jeez. Fly away into a world where you can make your own rules. This is very serious. It is the only way to get what you want. Nobody will simply give it to you. You must carve it out for yourself. Anyway, let me know if you can make it. There is some truth there. Like, I'm sure there are a handful of people in the world where everything does get handed to them, but for the rest of us, you don't get anything that you don't work for, that you don't ask for, that you don't work to make happen. Things you got to go and do things. Like you can't be a doctor without putting in the work. You can't be a professional athlete without ever practicing or going to practices. You can't be a scientist without actually learning anything, being able to do math. Like you have to put action to your ambition. I think we're on a roll now.